Welcome to another educational video by SlideScope. In this video, we are learning about exploratory data analysis on YouTube channels dataset. So this particular dataset is of YouTube channels, their statistics. I will show you dataset and we'll be doing it with the help of Python Pandas. We'll be performing this EDA or exploratory data analysis with the help of Python Pandas. Now, first of all, let's see the data set here. So in the data set, you can see this is the YouTube data set. So we have a JSON file and a country-based CSV file. So in this data set, we had for Mexico, US, and different other countries. So I have selected US and India just now, but in this video, we will focus on US and US category ID, and I will ask my students and whoever is watching this video to perform the similar kind of analysis on other country data sets also. This particular data set has been downloaded from Kaggle from this particular source. This dataset is daily record of top trending YouTube videos and it will be updated daily, and here you can see the context and other things. So please read the acknowledgement and different things here. The dataset was collected using the YouTube API. So this particular user on Kaggle has updated this data an hour ago. This is 23rd of January 2024. So this data is up to that. Even if you are analyzing after downloading this data, and most of the things will be same, just the data will be changed, and that is how EDA works in particular. Now this is the data. So first of all, we have a CSV file here. So it is opening. This is not the data, this is another file. It's a big file and it will take some time to open. I am on a low-end computer. Here you can see the CSV file. Now in this CSV file, we have a video ID, title of the video, published at, obviously the published date, the ID of that channel, the title of that channel, its category ID. Every channel belongs to some category like education, technology, electronics. There are several categories here, which we will obviously see. Then trending date, tags. This is important. View count, likes, dislikes, comment count, thumbnail link if needed, and comment disabled is false if the correct comments were enabled or disabled for that video, ratings disable, and things like that. Then we have description. Remember, we are doing it all for educational purpose, just so that all the students can learn the use of Python Pandas on a real data set. Here you can see in descriptions we have some missing values also, so we'll discuss about that as well. Now there is one more file here. Let's say first close this file. There is one more file called JSON file, and that we can open with Notepad. If you have Notepad++, even this file can be opened with Mozilla browser or Chrome browser. So in this file you can see this is a JSON file. In a JSON file we have values in a key and value format. Okay, so there is a key and then there is a value. We have discussed about JSON files in many of our videos on our channel. So if you will just go to our channel homepage and just type JSON there, you will find what is JSON, what is JavaScript object notation, how to connect and analyze JSON with Power BI, with MongoDB, a stock price analysis using Python libraries, and so on. So you can get some basic idea about JSON there, but in very short, a JSON file has objects These objects are basically objects and arrays are there. Okay, objects and arrays, and objects are basically in this format like a key and a value. Key and value are separated by this colon, and then here items is also a key, but its value is in array. So when you see a square bracket, that means an array, and when you see a curly bracket, that means inside that curly bracket we have one object. Okay, and here you can see inside that object we have kind as a key, and YouTube video category, e tag, id1, and the snippet is like title is film and animation. So if the category ID is 1, this simply means if the category ID is 1, that means the data is film and animation. Similarly for category ID 2, it is autos and vehicles and so on. So with every file we have, for example, if someone has put some music there, so their music has a category ID of 10. Okay, so this is not the easiest of the JSON file, but I think since you are learning EDA on Python Pandas, so you have some basic knowledge of JSON. Even if you don't have, then just follow the video. We'll try to explain as much as we can. Now we will open Anaconda Navigator. You can use any other program. You can use Google Colab. You can use any other program. You can also run Jupyter Notebook from pip. You can install it using pip install notebook and then run that. So, but I suggest everyone to use Anaconda Navigator. It consumes a lot of space on your hard disk, but it also gives you a lot of powerful tools like Spider, Notebook, and even now we have Anaconda notebooks. You can see Anaconda on AWS Gravitation. So it keeps evolving itself. So even R Studio and all, we have again videos for that. Just launch Notebook. So when you will launch Notebook, it will simply ask you to open in your favorite browser. So in my case, I have selected to open in Edge browser. You can select any other browser. This particular thing depends upon various settings. So now this is Jupyter Notebook. Here we have our folders listed, and in my computer's folder, I have saved the file in dataset. So first I will close all of this. Yeah, so we have in C we have datasets, and then we have YouTube dataset. So what I'm going to do is I will simply transfer this data. Obviously I have to copy because it is opened there. Later I'll delete it. I will simply drag it to downloads. You can keep it anywhere, but I am just sending it to downloads, and then I will open downloads so that I have that folder YouTube dataset here. Okay, and then here I will simply open my new Python file here, and you can see easily our datasets are now in the same folder in which we have opened the Jupyter Notebook file. Let's give it some title like YouTube EDA or whatever you want. And since we'll be doing USA data analysis, USA YouTube data EDA. Now we will import the necessary libraries, for example Pandas, which will help us in connecting with the data set and loading it in form of a data frame, which is a tabular representation of data. It is a 2D data type, and then TF is equal to PD dot read underscore CSV, and we will simply write here the name of that file. So the name of this file in our case is YouTube US YouTube trending data.csv. So we will simply write that. Sorry, import pandas as PD. First of all, we will do this, and then we will add. So now it will be okay. Sometimes it does not store this kind of data. So now we have imported the data, and now let's read it. So we will simply write df.head. Head, as the name suggests, it will give you top rows. By default it will give you top 5 rows, but if you will put a number here, it will give you top 3 rows. So from the CSV file that we have, we can print that in the same tabular format, and here you can see the index of every row here. So first row always has a 0 index. Now here we have video ID, title, published at, channel ID, channel title, category ID, which we discussed. So tags that particular channel used in order to at the time of publishing that YouTube video, views count, how many views that particular channel has got, like, dislike, comment count, and so on. So we have this data, and now let's find out df.info first. Why do we write df.info? This particular method provides, as the name suggests, it provides information about the data set, and in this information you can see we have total of 2,51,987, these many entries, and you can see the same number here. So if you see the same number of range index in your column value as non-null, so you can say that this particular column, which is video ID, it does not have any missing values. So it does not have any missing value, that's why its number is same as the range index, because this index will be produced no matter what, right? We can do one more thing here just to understand this. Let's insert cell below. Again, if these things are very basic to you, obviously you can fast forward this video, but I am trying to explain it so that everyone can understand. So if we do tail 3, right? So tail 3 gives you last 3 rows, right? As head 3 will give you top 3 rows, tail 3 method will give you last 3 rows, and here you can see 251,986. This is the index, so that's why, and counting 0, it will have 251,986 values, 987. But interesting is in case of description, as we saw earlier also, in case of description we have less number of values. So this simply means that in description we have various missing values. Okay, so this particular method will help you in analyzing which column has missing values, so that you can handle those missing values if needed. Okay, obviously this EDA will be in several parts. So in the first part we will just do the basic stuff and then proceed further. Now if you want to see name of all the columns separately, obviously you can copy from here also, but this particular property of data frame columns, this simply gives us name of all these columns, which helps us in selecting these names. Okay, now if we want to perform some statistical analysis on the numerical columns, because whenever we try to analyze any data, it might have string columns the alphanumeric values, and it might have numerical columns also. So in our case also, view count, likes, dislikes, comment count, these are all numerical columns. So we can use another method called describe. So data frames have another method called describe, where you can describe your data, like what is the count of everything. As discussed, the count of category ID is this, right? And here also view count is also the same, but it is writing it like 2.51987 into 10 to the power 05. So this e plus 05 simply means 10 raised to the power of 05. So it is writing it like this. And then we have mean. So category ID does not mean anything here. It is just something that obviously it's an ID. It's a name. So we can ignore this. But the mean view count is this. Mean number of likes is this. Again, E represents, this simply means 1.318801 into 10 to the power 05. Okay. Mean dislike count is 1209.89. Comment count is 1.03 into 10 to the power 4, right? So this is how you can represent or you can analyze some data. It also has minimum, maximum, and even the percentiles like 25 percentile, 50 percentile, 75 and all. We have discussed about these percentiles also in our video, which focuses on box plot, box and whisker plot. There we have talked about that. So you should refer to that if you don't understand what these things mean. If you know all of these things like standard deviation and all, so you can obviously continue. Now, after describing the data, the first thing that we have to do is we have to join this particular file with the JSON file in order to print the category name. As you can see in the data, we don't have a category name. So if suppose we have to do a count of videos, right? Like in this particular data set, how many videos are of music category, right? Let's say we want to tell which particular category has more videos in this data set. So to do that, we have to join this JSON file. So first of all, for that, obviously you have to import the JSON library. Whenever you have to connect with a JSON file, you have to import that library. So in order to make the video short, I am just copying this thing. So with open us category id.json. So in our folder, there is a file called us category id json. Okay. So with open, with the use of this particular command with open, when you will run this, we can open this JSON file. And here you can see we can ignore this kind key, we can ignore this e tag key, but our categories are in items array. Okay, so this particular key has array values, so we can write it like this. So json.load f. So what's happening here is this particular file is now being opened as f, some variable, a file, and then when you will load that file, in that file there is a key called items. So now what you are doing is you are trying to load that particular key in your categories column. First let's do this and see categories. So here you will see this particular thing will load it for you, right? So e tag, id, then snippet. So this is particularly a list of all categories, right? List of all from this JSON file. It is a list, right? and here you can see these objects. So it is a list of all objects. And if you remember your dictionary chapter from core Python, so this is basically a dictionary which has key and value, right? So this is basically a dictionary. So every object here is a dictionary. So by calling the name of the key of a dictionary, you can actually select its value. That's what we have done. By calling the name of items, we have selected its value. That means this particular list. And now after this list, we have now got a list. And you know, list is an ordered collection of data. What is list? Ordered collection of data, right? In ordered collection of data, everything, or whatever values we have, everything has a collection, right? Everything has an index. So if we select the 0th value here, so what will happen? You will get the first object. And in this first object, what you have to do, you have to select the snippet. Okay, so this will give you the snippet. And what you have to do in order to select the title, you have to write that particular key here, title, and this is the key. So this way you can see for ID 0 I have selected this. Similarly, if you will change 1, then for video index 1, remember when we discussed this, 0, 1, 2, everything has an index here, and with that index we can actually select its column name. Okay, so now what we are going to do, I will write this code and then explain it to you. So here first we will create an empty dictionary. Okay, this is an empty dictionary, and we can actually add values in an empty dictionary. Okay, so for cat in categories, because categories is an array you just saw, right? So for cat in categories, cat means, or we can also write like for category in category. So I'm writing in short. In this particular dictionary, whatever is the cat ID, we are making it an integer. It is this particular thing which we just loaded here. Okay, and then we are creating a new column here. This is a new column name. So we are creating a new column name here called category name, and then with the help of map function, so we are df category ID. So in the df, in the data frame that we have, we will map this category dictionary to this particular category ID. So this way, this is simply a loop where every category name will be selected on the basis of row index, and then it will be mapped along with this. There are several ways of doing it, but this is one particular way. So let's run this. And now when you will run df, you will see, let's do df.head as we are doing every time, so that it will not consume a lot of screen size. In here you will see at last we have a category name. So this is one way of doing it. So here I asked her to my girlfriend, let's say this is the title of that video and it belongs to people and blogs. Okay, now since we have category name in our data set, let's select that category name. So category name, it is written as category underscore name. So we have to write in the same way. And now we will do a simple value underscore counts. Okay, this will simply count. This will first of all aggregate the data with count function, group the data by category name, and then in front of every group it will write what is the total number of values. So in our data set that we have, most videos are from entertainment category, okay, and then gaming and then music. If you want, you can also plot this data. So with the help of plot function, we can write kind is equal to bar h, and then we can write. So here you can see. Obviously, there are other parameters to it. You can sort ascending, descending, and do things like that. But we will discuss those things later. We have discussed about graphs and everything in great detail in our other videos. We also have a dedicated Udemy course for learning Python libraries. Most of the times it is on discount. So if you are interested in learning things from scratch, so you can follow this particular video as well, this particular course as well. Now let's continue this. So now we have analyzed which particular category has most number of video content. Now we have video title also. So in order to select the video title, we can write it like this. First let's select how tight, yeah, it's in small. These things are case sensitive, so we have to make sure. Now let's find out whether video titles are duplicated. So we can write a function called duplicated, right? This is the main purpose of this video, in order to explain as many functions as you can in order to understand. So this will find duplicate values as the name suggests. So what it is doing is df.title.duplicated. It is giving us this particular information that at number 0 is false and so on. And what we can do here is we can also use value counts here as well in order to see the total number of duplicate values. So is the title duplicated? You can see around 2,05,981 videos have duplicate titles. So in this case, and 46,000 videos have non-duplicate titles. So this is some way of finding out whether we have duplicate values or not, and how many duplicate values in particular. So now let's try to find out top 10 videos by likes. But before that, we have to consider a few points. So here you can see we have some video IDs here, and then we have a trending date. So, and as we discussed earlier also, video IDs are also repeating. So let's say df dot video underscore id dot value underscore counts. So this particular thing will repeat itself, right? This video ID has been repeated this number of times, okay? So this way you can think that a particular video ID has been mentioned because their like counts, because this data is date wise, right? Just like you have data of some stock value, like data of some products value increasing over time. So, and here you can see date is also increasing. Like in head you can see that date is of 2020, but here you can see the date is of 22/1/2024. Okay, so this simply means that date is increasing here, and that's why what we can do here is let's select df. So df dot sort values. First we will sort values, and we will sort these values by trending date. Okay, when you will do this, again you will see the same data, almost the same data, because it is ascending order of trending date, but we have to set ascending as false. So what this will do is this will set ascending as false, and this will give us descending trending date. Okay, the last date first, because we only want to select the last date, because whatever like counts we have, latest like counts we have, that will be the latest value, right? So, and now in this particular we will do n largest. So this particular method, with the help of any particular measure, it will find the n largest value. So let's say top 10 we have to find, and by what measure? So by likes. So we want to find the top 10 most like videos, and that's why we are writing it here. And here you can see the data. So we have top 10 most like values here, and this is as per the date. Again, this is as per the data set. So, and we are seeing the trending date here. So in order to investigate further, what I am going to do here is, because here what's happening, yes, we are getting the video ID, but here you can see a repetitive video ID. Okay, and obviously we have the likes and everything, like it has these many likes, it has 154. So obviously it is as per the likes, but what we will do here is, in our DF, first of all we'll select only some columns. So I will explain you why I am doing this. We will select video ID, we will select title, and we will select likes, because that's what we are doing. So it is showing some error. Let's see. Trending date. Okay, because we have to sort values, we have to select this also. Trending underscore date. Yeah. Now we have this, right? So here you can see, obviously this video has most number of likes, and this particular video comes second and third. But this is the same video, right? We don't want this. This is the same video, and in terms of like, it is coming third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, whatever you want to see. But we want to see the next video, right? And here also you can see this particular video has taken this spot also. So we want to see the unique video IDs here. So in order to fix this, obviously now what we have done here is, using drop duplicates function, I tried, we can get 3 videos, but obviously we want to find the 10 videos. Okay, so now what we can do is, let's copy the same thing, and sorting values by trending date, ascending false. Okay, then we can write sort values once again. Okay, and this time we are going to sort them by likes, and again ascending will be false, because we want to see the highest number here. And when you will do this, you will see this, right? So here you will see the video. This video is always on top because it has most number of likes in this data set. Then the second video with this ID, and then third video with this ID, because we drop duplicates there from Blackpink. Now what we have to do is, after doing all of this, we will drop the duplicates here. So how drop duplicates work is, in drop duplicates, as the name suggests, first you have to select what column is duplicate. So like video ID is duplicate, or even the title is duplicate, right? So we will use video ID here, and when you will do this, it will drop it, right? And but what we just, in order to make sure that we have the correct thing, we have another function here called keep, another parameter here called keep is equal to first, because this is again descending data, right? So descending as per trending date first, then as per likes, then as we are keeping first. So now what we will do here is, we will arrange this. In this way we have these unique values again, which is coming the same as this, and now we have many values, right? Actually all the values, and here we can use our classic head 10, and this is kind of top 10 videos in terms of likes that we have, because we have their latest date, and we have the latest likes. Now because this is a very long value, so we can save it in top 10 liked, something like that. And now this remember, this is a data frame, right? Top 10 liked. Now in this data frame, what we can do is we can try to plot a graph, a bar or whatever chart, but using a different library. So we'll import Seaborn as SNS. Seaborn is also a library that is used to plot graphs. So is Matplotlib. Now in Seaborn, there is a simple method called sns.barplot. What it takes as a parameter is, first parameter is always the name of that particular data frame. So name of your data, which is top 10 liked here, and then you have to provide what is your X and what is your Y. So obviously Y in our case is likes, the total number of likes that we have, and in X we can keep the title. Okay, so let's plot. It is giving some warning, but is giving a plot. Obviously you can see the, because the titles are very close to each other. So by doing some setting here, like sns.set rc is equal to figure.fig size, I'm keeping it as 35, 6.27 because titles are very long. So I have presented this graph, which basically looks like this. So here you can see different names along with their values, and this is a very basic exploratory data analysis that we have done in Python Pandas. And this is the first part. Obviously this is part 1, and more related to this particular analysis will come in the later part of this series. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel for more videos and content like this.